So guys, let's begin. So first you write here. Goods sent on consignment account. So we're doing 4A I. So you write here goods sent on consignment. So goods sent on consignment account. Then you make the account. So on the goods sent account, we just put here the value of the goods sent on consignment, and here it will be uh, the income statement. The balancing figure will be the income statement. So if we go on the question paper, as you guys can see here, so I'll just show you guys. So here, so our goods statement one consignment was 100 cases of goods at 12,000. So this is the goods statement consignment. So what we do here is we write here. So this you can see here. So we write here goods sent on consignment. So just put our value 12,000. So this can say just put 12,000, and then you put the balancing figure as income statement. So income statement will be the balancing figure, so it's 12,000, and then you just do like this. So you just close it off, and you're done with the goods set on consignment account. So let's now attempt question number 4A2. If you go to, so let's do it. So 4A2. So 4A2 is saying to prepare the consignment to Patel account. So we're gonna do the so this is known as the consignment account. So let's just write the consignment account first. So we write here consignment account. So on the credit side, we first provide with the expenses both from the consignor and consignee. Then here on the credit side, we provide the income such as sales, commission received, and such things. Not commission received, sales. We provide sales and closing if there is closing. So first here we write the expense. So if you see the question paper, you can see that Hamid sent 100 cases of goods to Pal costing 12,000. So this will be our first thing. So we write here goods sent on consignment. Goods sent on consignment. So it should be 12,000. Now we write the expenses of the consignor, who is Hamid. So we write here Hamid, and then his first. So the expenses of Hamid, if you can see here, is that on the same day Hamid paid delivery charges 610 and insurance 110, and he also incurred bank charges of 12. So first let's write all of this here. So Hamid, first we'll give the delivery charge he gave. So delivery charge, that is of $910. Then we give her insurance, and here we write the $110 value, and then so we are done with like 3 of the things. Now let's give Patel's, so Patel's expenses. So if you can see there, so it says that, so it says there here that at that date Patel provide the following there was an 75% of the goods had been sold for 10,000. So this is the sales value that he has sold. So let's just write the sales. So we're gonna write here sales 10,600. Now if we observe it closely, you can see that 70% of the goods had been sold. So out of the 100 cases, 70% has been sold. So there is a closing event. So we need to calculate the closing event separately. We'll do that later. So first let's give the expenses. So how many Patel incurred the following? So he incurred a bad debt of 120. He paid storage charge of 530 and selling expense of 245. So let's skip this. So you want to write here Patel, and you want to write here first one is bad debt. Bad debt $120, and then you want to write here storage charges. Storage charges of 350 and selling expense of 245. So you want to write here selling expense of 245. So expense is 245. Okay. So now, as I told, we need to calculate the closing inventory and the commission of Patel. So here, if you read the question carefully, as you guys can see, it says the commission was agreed on sales was agreed 5% of the goods sold. So how many goods were sold? You guys can see here. It says 70% of the goods has been sold for 10. So on 10,600 is gonna receive 5% commission. So if we just go here, 10,600 into 5%. 10,600 into 5%. So it's here, as you can see, it's 530. So this is the commission. So you write a commission. So 530. Okay. So now we just need the closing inventory. So let's calculate that one. So we just go to our next page. Let's finish with this one here. Okay. So closing inventory. Now how do we calculate a closing inventory? So let me just show you how. So if we go on the question paper, we will see that it's written here clearly 70% of the goods have been sold. So out of the 100 cases, so let's first calculate the prices of each unit of 100 cases. So it's given that 100 cases of goods per costing bar 12,000. So if we see here, so 12,000 is the total cost, and he said 100 goods, 100 of the cases. So per unit selling price is 120. $120, and it's clear that Pyle only sold 70% of the goods, which means out of the 100 cases he sold 70%. 100 into 70%, and he sold 70 goods, so 30 goods are remaining. So we write here, so what's the selling price of each unit? 120. Now to calculate the closing inventory, we also need to provide the expenses incurred to those goods, sending them to cutter. So here we can see that he paid delivery charges. We need to take the delivery charges. We will take the insurance because he also paid for the insurance, and if you can see here, storage charges of those goods have been. So these three will go. Selling expense will not go because it's not related to the good. It's not related to transportation of goods. Also carriage outward will go. So if you see carriage outward, please give that. So if we add all of them, so one will be 610, 110, and it will be 350. So we add here. Now this is like the total cost. So let's add it first. So it's gonna be 610 plus 110 plus 350 divided by, so why are we dividing? Because as I told you, it's the total number of cost. So there was 100 cases, so we need to divide by 100 cases because total goods were 100. Why are we taking 100? Because we need to calculate the per unit cost, three cost of this. These are totals per unit. Let's calculate. So it will be 610 plus 110 plus 350 divided by 100. So it will be 10.7. So per unit cost will 10.7. So if we do that, it's gonna be 120 plus 10.7, which will be plus 120, 130.7. So 130.7 is the total cost per unit of a good, and hidden sell 30. So that would be 130.7 into 30, $3921. So this is basically the closing inventory. So let's go back to our page. So as you guys can see here, so let's give the closing inventory. Let's give the closing inventory now. So closing inventory is 3921. Now we can write the balancing figure. So balancing figure will be written in income statement. So in real income statement, and the balancing figure will be, so this set is bigger, so 10,600 plus 3921, so 14,521 will be bigger, so 14,521, and here you will be also 14,521, so 14,521, and so let's calculate this side. So it will be 12,000 plus 910 plus 110 plus 120 plus 350 plus 245 plus 530. So it will be 14,265 minus 14,521. So it's 12,000 plus 910 plus 110 plus 120 plus 350 plus 245 plus 530. So if we now deduct the 14,521, this is like the income statement value. So so you wanna write income statement 544, and this is the closing inventory. So this is the balance sheet here. So you wanna write your balance BD here. So you wanna write here balance BD. So balance BD 392, done. So now let's do the Hamid account, Patel account. So we need to do the Patel account. So Patel is is a normal account. So we need to do it as a normal account. As we see, it's in the books of Hamid. So Patel is the trade receivable because we're gonna receive from Patel. So it will be a trade receivable account. Update, I guess. So you wanna write here Patel account. So this is number 3. So Patel account. So in Patel account, this will be the receipts. On the debit side we give the receipts, and on the credit side we give the payments. So receipts, so we receive from him sales of 10,600, and what are our payments? So we paid for what are his payment, what are Patel's payment, not our payment, what are Patel's payment. So if we go to our previous page, we can see that he paid bad debt, storage charge, selling expense, and commission. So this 4 will come here. So let's just write them here. So first you want to write here bad debt of 120, storage charge of 350, and then there will be selling expense of 245, and then you want to write the commission, which is so which is 530. So you want to give the commission 530, and the balancing figure will be bank. So balancing figure will be bank. So it will be 10,600 total. So 10,600, and the balancing figure will be 120 plus 350 plus 245 plus 530. So this is the figure, and you need to also pay the bank amount that he paid 7475 to Hamid, so 7475 you need to also give. So balancing will be cash, which is 120 plus 350 plus 245 plus 530 plus 747 minus 10,600, so 1880. Okay guys, so this is basically how you do the partial account, the goods sent on consignment account, and the consignment account. So this is very easy. If you do this, it's very easy, you can do it.